Alright, so in this video of the Betaflight tutorials, we're going to be working with batteries right here. So this is the 6S 2P battery. So you see 6 batteries here, but no, that's a 6S 3P. So you see 6 cells, but 3 in parallel. So there's 3 sets of 6 batteries. So this is a 3P. And it's basically lithium ion for that big drone that I'm using. I'm going to connect my battery right here. Here you can see the battery voltage at the top here. Now the power and battery mode is a very important mode, but everything usually comes initially Betaflight. Now here I have the battery voltage source, so I'm detecting the battery voltage source via onboard EDC. I can also detect it via the ESC sensor, and I rather not do that. I rather do it off the main brain of it, which is the flight controller. So current source meter comes from the same thing. I'm going to use it via the onboard EDC, and here we have different voltages, and we'll get to that. So the first thing you have to consider when your battery is connected, you should see your voltage up here. And it says here I'm using a 6S battery, because if I was not using a 6S battery, it would not be 24 volts. Right here you can see the power state. So the battery is connected, yes. Voltage is 24.25 volts. Milliamp hours used, which is 0, and amperage in use, which is basically 0 amps. Right now the drone has no load on it besides the little Microsoft that's just the receiver and so on. You will not see anything right here, really and truly. So we have amperage meter, and you can see here, so that's those values limits to 63.5 A, and that's generally for your ESC. You have basically amperage meter off there, and generally what it does, this ESC is taking a certain voltage, a certain amperage, so that they can actually push out power and current to your motors. So this here on the other hand is going to leave it like that. Generally you can get your scale and you have to calculate your scales, but let me tell you really and truly why the power and battery is important. So here you have the battery is not full, and the battery is a 6S battery. Always calibrate your battery when it's full charge. When it's just full charge, you put it onto your drone after you get your voltage reading, and you do those things right here. So minimum cell voltage, I will put it as 3.3 volts when I want my battery to detect it as low. When I'm flying and the battery is low, I want at least 0.2 volts to tell me my battery is low. Now I have to return back to home, and that's just a correction. And 4.3 volts is the state of the battery when it's fully charged. So when I fully charge this battery on my charger, usually go 4.3 volts, and generally that's it. 12,000 milliamps, which is 12 amp hours. And all those things are calculated automatically when you calibrate. I have to recalibrate this again, but doesn't matter. I just went into depth with how it actually works, and those values right here is similar to what I actually want to actually use when I'm flying my drone. And I press calibrate, and it give me that scale value. And I'm going to press save, and then it's going to give me 25.3 volts here for its full charge, and it's going to give me 6S up here. Now just bear in mind, always calibrate your battery when your battery is full charge, exactly full charge, so you can get the 25.3 volts on your voltmeter, not from the drone but from your multimeter.